Lil Meech is out here losing his grip and looking for payback ever since 50 Cent cut him off and put Big Meech on blast for supposedly snitching. Now, when this whole mess started last month, Lil Meech was playing both sides. He even texted 50, swearing he was still down with him, despite his dad linking up with Rick Ross. But that loyalty?
How did Lil Meech blow through the 5 mil that he made off BMF? They said that boy was buying every chrome heart made to man.
Gone in a flash. Next thing we know, Lil Meech is out here flexing in photos, not just with Ross, but with Floyd Mayweather too, two of 50's biggest rivals. But this is where things get real messy. Word on the street is that Lil Meech just switched up on Ross too.
You know, with 50, and if you know 50 or you've been around 50, everything is loyalty with 50. If you're loyal to him, he's loyal to you. And like Meech said, he'll take the shirt off his back for you, and he's helped
because
so
he's
many
a cancer.
And he'll help so many people in the industry that he never talks about. He's gave so many people money behind the scenes. So when people switch sides like that, there is no off with.
Turns out, Ross was never really about helping Big Meech like he made it seem. Instead, he was just clout chasing, using Meech's name to take shots at 50. And now that the hype is dying down, Lil Meech and his dad are finally waking up to the fact that they got played. But don't expect any sympathy. Fans are saying Lil Meech fumbled the biggest bag of his life by turning on the man who put him on. Let's not forget, 50 Cent gave Lil Meech his first real shot, paid for his acting lessons for 2 years, and even put him as the lead in BMF. And instead of stacking his paper and making smart moves, Meech allegedly blew through it all.
They charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3-4 hours. My neck started hurting. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but you know, it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant cost then?
3 just for the pendant. Right here, this is Antarctica. It's the big boy. This is the pristine, called it Antarctica. It's the chandelier. I might have seen DJ Khaled with this on. It's that big boy, you know.
How much is one cost?
$2 million.
Sources are saying he burned through $5 million in just 3 years. And the worst part, he didn't invest a dime, didn't save anything for his dad's release. Nothing. Instead, it all allegedly went into designer fits, flashy jewelry, and fueling a rumored addiction to whippets, aka laughing gas. And now, with the money running dry, Lil Meech is out here spiraling, pointing fingers, and blaming everybody but himself for fumbling the biggest opportunity of his life. Did 50 Cent go too far by cutting off Lil Meech, or was he just keeping it real? And how do Lil Meech and Big Meech really feel about Rick Ross now? Let's get into it. So, if you missed the drama, Lil Meech and his pops, Big Meech, were recently spotted kicking it with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather in Miami, and the internet went crazy. Fans were clowning the Flannerys, saying Ross was just using them for clout. But Lil Meech wasn't worried. He even posted up with Ross and Floyd at Lucky Strike, flexing hard. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Meech took a slick shot at 50 Cent with a caption that read, "Real power." Oh, you already know 50 wasn't about to let that slide. He fired back instantly, posting a clip of Lil Meech chopping it up with Ross and straight up clowning him for supposedly sending Big Meech a care package. 50 wrote, "Yo, tell your pops I'm gonna look out. What's the address? I'ma send him some wings over there." Pure disrespect. Now, if you've been keeping up, this all started when Big Meech got out of prison after 20+ years and immediately linked up with Rick Ross. That's when 50 went full savage mode, pushing the narrative that Big Meech is a snitch. But Meech wasn't having it. He hit back with a video saying he's never told on anyone in his life and that he'd rather die than snitch. Did that stop 50? Nope. He kept the pressure on and even claimed to have official court documents proving that Big Meech was involved in third-party cooperation with Tammy Collins. Now the real question is, was 50 just exposing the truth, or is this all just one big power move? An ex-affiliate turned alleged federal informant. But 50 Cent wasn't just coming for Big Meech. He also turned on Big Meech's son, Lil Meech, the star of his hit show BMF.
From what I've seen,
Cause I remember when Lil Meech was rapping. Nobody helped him, and then 50 put him in acting school, kept it on the low, and he made all this money.
I wasn't gonna address this, because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
See, when 50 first started calling out Big Meech over those snitching allegations, Lil Meech noticed something. 50 had unfollowed him on IG. So what did he do? He hit 50 up, trying to clear the air. He said this drama wasn't his problem, and even claimed he had no real love for Rick Ross. Lil Meech straight up wrote F Ross, and he wasn't done. He swore his loyalty to 50, saying, "I would take my shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if you're my enemy. I've only shown you love and loyalty. I go through my own ish, but I never switched up on you." But guess what? That loyalty didn't last long. When 50 didn't match his energy and hinted that Lil Meech might be getting booted from BMF, Meech flipped the script real quick. The next thing you know, he's in Miami turning up with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather. Then, just days later, Lil Meech posted a pic chilling with his pops and Floyd, dropping nothing but a shushing emoji. And that's when things got real messy. Turns out, all that "I'm loyal to 50" talk just damage control. Why? Because 50 cut off his main money stream. Word is, Lil Meech burned through his entire BMF bag in just a few years, and instead of flipping that money into something bigger or making smart moves, he allegedly blew millions on designer fits, jewelry, and living that rap star lifestyle. This man was even flexing on social media in custom chrome hearts jeans, bragging about dropping $2 million on an iced-out watch. Now, with the money drying up and 50 out of the picture, what's next for Lil Meech? Lil Meech allegedly burned through $5 million in just 3 years, blowing it on luxury cars, designer fits, and iced-out jewelry with zero investments to show for it. And if that ain't wild enough, Tony Yayo just put him on blast, saying Meech was out here acting entitled. He even telling folks like Lil Baby that they should break Big Meech off with some cash.
Basically, Lil Meech was out here acting like people owed him money. But the craziest part? Yayo claims this man was begging for handouts while dropping $100K on jeans. And here's where it gets even wilder. Lil Meech himself admitted that before meeting 50 Cent, he was completely lost. No plan, no direction, no nothing. But 50 saw something in him. Instead of casting an experienced actor for BMF, he took Lil Meech under his wing, paid for 2 years of acting classes, and changed his entire life. Now, you'd think that after 50 put him on and set him up for success, Lil Meech would be moving smart to secure the bag. But nope. Instead, it's like he thought the money would never stop flowing and that somebody would always bankroll his lifestyle. But here's where it gets even crazier. 50 just dropped another bombshell. According to 50, Big Meech was jealous of the bond he had with Lil Meech. Why? Because 50 was a better father figure to him than Big Meech ever was. And it doesn't stop there. 50 also claimed that Lil Meech was showing up to the BMF set high and that it was him, not Big Meech, who stepped in to help him get clean. Not only did 50 confront him about it, but he also paid for his rehab after finding out Meech was allegedly hooked on whippets, aka nitrous oxide or laughing gas. 50 even wrote in a since deleted post, "I thought about it." So what's the real story here? Did Lil Meech fumble his own bag, or was he just another pawn in the game? I think he was uncomfortable with me and Meech's relationship. I'm telling Meech not to do drugs, he's telling him he used to do X like it's cool. I tell Meech to chill, stop spending all his money, he's telling him how much he blew. That's what 50 Cent just revealed, and it doesn't stop there. People don't realize 50 was the one who had to send Lil Meech to rehab. According to him, even actor Russell Hornsby saw the issue firsthand when Meech showed up high as hell on the BMF set. It got so bad that he started throwing up during a weapons test. Then Ian told 50 that Lil Meech had whippets in his truck. 50's reaction? What the F is whippets? He looked into it and realized it's that same shiz that Bunker Boy and BB be on. But the question is there real proof that Lil Meech is hooked on nitrous, or is 50 just stirring up drama? Well, it turns out 50 wasn't just talking. Several industry insiders who were close to Lil Meech hinted that his substance issues were no secret. One of them was underground rapper Brick Baby. He recently told DJ Vlad that Lil Meech is definitely an addict, and even called him out for blowing through his entire BMF bag without ever looking out for Big Meech or securing his future. And now, Lil Meech is freaking out. Sources say he's realizing he fumbled the biggest bag of his life, and he's furious at Rick Ross for using his dad's name for clout without ever actually trying to help him. But at the same time, fans aren't feeling sorry for him. A lot of people are saying Lil Meech has no one to blame but himself. Now that the smoke is clearing, Lil Meech is finally realizing just how bad he messed up. Word is he's in full panic mode after watching his money dry up, his connections disappear, and his once solid relationship with 50 Cent completely crumble. Sources close to him say he's venting non-stop about how he got played by Rick Ross, who, let's be real, was never actually trying to help Big Meech. Instead, Ross used the association for clout, took slick shots at 50, and now he's ghost. Meanwhile, Lil Meech is left picking up the pieces, and the sad part, he had it all laid out for him. 50 didn't just give him a starring role in BMF, he mentored him, financed his acting lessons, and even cleaned up his mess when he started slipping. But instead of locking in and building his future, Meech was out here burning through millions, partying with industry figures who never had his best interests at heart. And now, it's all catching up to him. People in Meech's circle say he's frustrated and desperate, trying to figure out how to get back in 50's good graces. But after everything that went down, the betrayal, the reckless spending, the drug rumors, is there even a way back? 50 hasn't said much since dropping those bombshells, but knowing him, he's not the type to take someone back after they turned on him. So now the question is, what's next for Lil Meech? With BMF still thriving without him and 50 moving on to bigger projects, does Meech have a way to recover? Or is he about to learn the hard way that you don't cross 50 Cent and expect a second chance? Lil Meech is finally waking up, and sources say he's desperately trying to fix his reputation before it's too late. But after burning bridges, blowing millions, and turning on 50 Cent, is there any way back?
Word on the street is Meech is scrambling to rebuild his image. He's been reaching out to some of his old industry connects, trying to convince people he's not down bad and still has big moves lined up. But let's be real, people aren't buying it. Even fans are saying this is the price of bad decisions. Instead of securing his spot in Hollywood and setting himself up for long-term success, Meech got caught up in the lifestyle. He thought the money would never stop flowing, and now that it has, reality is hitting hard. Even worse, 50 Cent hasn't said a word about giving him another chance, and knowing 50, that silence speaks volumes. Meanwhile, insiders say Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather are nowhere to be found, which just proves what people were saying all along. They were never really in Meech's corner. So now the question is, what's his next move? Will he try to make amends with 50, or is he going to double down and go out swinging? One thing's for sure, Meech is running out of options fast. Now, let's keep it real. 50 Cent may have gone a little too far with the snitching accusations and all those petty posts, but at the end of the day, he gave Lil Meech the opportunity of a lifetime. 50 literally handed him the starring role in BMF, set him up to earn millions, and put him in a position where he could have flipped that money into something big. But instead, Meech blew it all. Clothes, cars, jewelry, nothing to show for it. And now, with the money drying up and no solid investments to fall back on, he's scrambling to figure out his next move. And the biggest irony? Lil Meech linked up with Rick Ross just to spite 50, thinking Ross had his back, only to realize Ross was just using him to take shots at 50. Now that the clout wave is over, Ross is nowhere to be found, and Meech is left holding the bag, empty. So what do y'all think? Did Lil Meech bring this on himself, or is there still hope for him to turn it all around? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in for more wild stories just like this. See y'all on the next one.